Hello YouTubers, welcome to FrankHurt channel. I had to revise this video, I had to remake this because my students weren't understanding the last video that was made. So we're going to make the video on how to take the tire off the rim. We're going to be using this snap-on machine. So first of all I'm going to show you the functions of each pedal. So the first one, this pedal controls the jaws. So you press it once, the jaws come out. You press it again, the jaws go in. Okay. The second one here is for the ram. So this brings the ram in. So if I'm going to press that pedal, you'll see what it does. So if I press that pedal, this is how you break the bead. Okay. The third one here will turn the table. Okay. We have another pedal here. This pedal will shoot the air out through here when you press it halfway. So when I press it halfway, the air will come out of here. If I press it all the way, it's got 4 jets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I press it all the way, it's going to be a bit noisy. So it shoots air from all 4 jets. Okay, so let's start this process. First, we need to remove the Schrader valve, which is right here. And here's a tool. So this tool has a slot. I don't know if you can see it, but this tool has a slot cut into it, and it fits perfectly into the valve. It fits perfectly right at the top. Okay, and we just unscrew it. So this goes right here, the slot fits in, and we unscrew it counterclockwise. So let's do that on the tire. So we're going to go here, and just keep control of the tool because the air is going to push it out. You can see it's doing that. So make sure you grab that valve and let the air out. Okay, so we're ready to break the bead. Air is out of it. When you're breaking the bead, a couple things you want to keep in mind is that the valve is at 12 o'clock. Just in case there's a TPMS sensor, we're not going to end up breaking it. That's one. Second is, make sure this ram or the bead breaker is sitting between the tire and right here. So that's very important, that it's sitting between the tire and the rim, not on the rim. So let's break the bead. Press that middle pedal. Okay, we're going to turn it around. We're going to break that bead on the back side. I still have my valve at 12 o'clock. Same deal, between the tire and the rim. Press the pedal. Okay, sometimes it takes a couple of times to, if it doesn't break the bead the first time, you got to do it again until the bead is broken. Okay, the bead is broken on both sides. We're going to pick up the tire, use your legs, don't use your back. Pick up the tire, make sure the jaws are in. Put the tire, center the tire on it. Press the first pedal. The jaws will come out and they will lock the tire. So the tire is locked on here now. To lube the tire, so it's just soapy water. So we need to, not here, that's cleaning the tire. We gotta press this down and we gotta go where the bead is. Okay, if you're not feeling strong, all you need to do is bring these arms in and they will press the tire for you. Press the tire, spin it, and right here, okay? So lube the tire. Next step is we're going to set up this duck head. It actually does look like duck if you look at it. So here's the beak, there's a neck, there's a head, there's a tail. So we're going to set this, and the way you set that is by pressing this down, okay? And we are going to set it exactly like this. Okay, so you can see that. That's how it should be set. And to lock it, we just lift up this lever right here. You lift this one up and it will lock. So next step is we're going to make sure this duck head is not rubbing against this rim. This is not a very fancy rim, but you still need to get used to it. And you do that by turning this knob clockwise. Okay, so I'm going to pull this duck head towards myself, and I'm going to turn the knob at the same time, and we just need to move it. We're talking about like about 1/8 off the rim. So I'm pulling this towards me, turning the knob, and that's all we need. Okay, next we're going to get the bar, and it needs to be at the beak right here. So you put this just like this, so it wedges against the tire and lifts it up. So we're going to go here, right here, and then we're going to press the other side of the tire, and we're going to pull on this bar. When you're pulling on this bar, as it comes down, make sure you open your palm. If you don't, you're going to end up hitting your own hand. So as it comes down, open your palm. Next, we are going to press the pedal that turns the table. We're going to press that, hold the bar down until it comes off and the top is off. Okay, so we're now going to do the same thing for the bottom. When you're doing this bottom, exactly what you have done on the top. Okay, so we're going to wedge this on the bottom bead. So we're going to push this down. We're going to lift the tire on this side now. We're not going to push the tire on the other side. We're lifting the tire on this side until we got the tire on the beak. And we're going to turn the table again. And our tire is off. Okay, so if it's a client's car, if it's a customer's car, you want to make sure there's no rust here where the bead is going to sit. You have to sometimes wire wheel it, sand it, scrape it. So in this case, we're not going to worry about it because we're just doing a demo. Another thing you need to remember is where is the smallest diameter of the rim. So it's obviously not here, definitely not there. This is where the smallest diameter is. When you're putting the tire back on, you have to make sure that you're pushing the tire into the smallest diameter. Don't leave it here, otherwise the tire is going to get wrecked. You'll see that when I'm doing that step. Okay, so we're ready to put the tire back on. We take lube the tire on both sides. Okay, lube the tire on both sides. Put the tire back. Bring the duck head back in. Okay, so when you're putting the tire back on, we're not going to deal with the beak side. We're going to deal with the tail side. So our tire has to be right in here. So make sure your tire is sitting like that. Okay, can you get that? Okay, and you turn it clockwise as much as you can. So have a look how it's sitting. Just have a look how it's sitting. That's how it should be sitting, right there on the tail side. Okay, once you have it there, we have turned it clockwise as much as we can. You don't need to really force it. Hold it down, spin the table, and our bottom bead is on. We're ready to put the top, same deal, put it on the tail side, spin it as much as you can to turn it clockwise, and this is where it becomes very important that you push the tire where the smallest diameter is, what I was showing you earlier. So if we leave the tire sitting the way it is and I start spinning it, it's going to rip the bead. Okay, and you can see that on the demo other tires, practice tires. You can see the condition of them, and that's what happens if you don't push it below. So let's go ahead and push that. So we're going to push that into the smallest diameter, and we're going to spin the table. Just watch your fingers, make sure they're not going in. Okay, just keep pushing it down. Stop the machine if you have to. Take your foot off the pedal if you have to. Just keep pushing it down. And our top bead is on. Second way of doing this, putting the top bead on, is we can use these arms. So we have these two arms. This one is going to push the tire here. This one is going to push the tire down here. So we're going to bring it down. Okay, make sure it's pushing the tire below that part. You just have to hold it here. We spin the tire again. Okay, spin the tire. It's basically doing what you're doing physically. Instead of that, the arms are doing the work for you. Okay, so it's sitting below into the smallest diameter. The only thing you need to remember when you're doing this is make sure this arm is not going to go hit here. So stop before it hits there. Okay, so lift the arm, move them out, and our tire is back on. We're going to move the duck head out of the way, unlock it, and move the duck head out of the way. We put the Schrader valve back in, same deal. Now we're going clockwise. Put the valve back in. Don't need to reef on it, just snug where it stops, just stop. We take, we fill the air, so squeeze this, it locks on. There goes my compressor making more noise now. And then you press the pedal halfway. Okay, when you press the pedal halfway, I can hear the air coming out all around here. So at this point, what you need to do is you need to hold the tire and lift it up. If possible, see if you can spin it. If you can't spin it, just lift it up and lock it on the top. Press the pedal again, and here we go. Air is going in. Okay, watch, don't put your fingers in here. And most of the time what we're doing is we're going with 32 psi. So when you let go of the pedal, so if I keep on press this, that's not done by me, the machine is automatically doing that. But if you let go of the pedal, and you can see, so right now I'm at about 12 pounds per square inch, 12 psi. So normally we would want about 32, 35, depending on the tire. Traditional old tires, they're like 32, 35 is where they are at. So you just fill the air to the right amount. Okay, once you have the correct amount of air in it, get a spray bottle with some soapy water in it, spray the soapy water on the valve, spray it on the bead, take the tire off the machine, okay, spray it on the other side, spray it here, so see if there are any bubbles coming. Okay, make sure there are no bubbles coming, and that's it. Thank you for watching our channel.